really oppressing black people and really like taking away their lives, like basically using them for their purposes, and they use it as like that's just how they refer to them. So obviously at that time period it was very like negative. There was no positive to it. There was no casual. I mean, and that's like the more like kind of screwed up thing. Like, it was like still it was casual back then, but it was still very negative. So I guess it's different today because like it can be casual but like not negative. But back then it was always negative. And I think that like as like black people have obviously like black president and everything like that. I mean, they've obviously like come up out of, or most of the way like come up out of like racial like hate. I mean, actually, that's not really true because I think that a lot of people have like stereotypes about black people, but I mean, and they do still live like a lot of the like poor neighborhoods are like black or like Hispanic or something like that. But I think that's more of like that's just like a product of their environment kind of situation. Like they can't get work or anything like that, but that's just like the area they live in and they're born into it. So obviously, like it just carries on.
So you think the word lost meaning?
For the most part,
N word?
Yeah.
But do you still believe that there's history behind it?
Yeah, obviously there's history behind it.
So you think there's history behind it, but it just lost its meaning? What other words do you know that have lost their meaning?
I don't know. The word. I can't really think of it. What are you looking for here?
Do you think maybe the nomination of Obama was a scapegoat for people to say? I don't know. People could say like, well, I mean, you just said it. You said black people have come up, but truthfully, I don't think we have. Well, what are your stances on that?
I mean, you see, like, there's black people in like the working world. There's black people like living in the middle class and everything like that.
But do you think it's equal?
Rich black people. I mean, it's not equal because like a lot of times like in the black neighborhoods or like the poor neighborhoods or anything like that. So I think they're like disadvantaged from the start. So it kind of like screws with life from the beginning. Still, but I mean, I just feel like the word is kind of like it's just become like a casual word, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're sitting at a restaurant. There's a black man. There's a white man. The white man continues to call the black man the N-word. What do you do?
Well, I mean, it would depend on like how he was saying it.
In a vulgar, angry manner.
Well, I don't know. I would see how the black man responded. I mean, they could have just been like friends, like getting pissed at each other or something like that. But I don't know what's going on, so I'm kind of like gonna stay out of that.
So you think it's okay for friends to use the N-word in a vulgar manner?
I mean, a lot of times, like if a friend uses it in like a vulgar manner, it's not like they're trying to like refer to like the history of the word anyway. They're kind of like saying it's like basically like they're replacing the word like ass or something like that with that word. Like they're just like replacing meanings like it just because it's like they're just throwing it out there like as a random like I don't know, this random word.
Do you think there's more history to the word ass than there is to the N-word?
I mean, what do you mean more history?
There's no history behind the word ass. So
well, I mean, it's been used as like I guess that it obviously has history, but like not the same history as the N-word does.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for your time.